What's up YouTube, my name is Jared, and today I'm just going to show you some things that I've been working on to organize my room better before school gets started. So here we go. My room is pretty messy. It's pretty filled with things. So here's what I did. I made a shelf, but these brackets are 3D printed, and look at my printer is going right now. These brackets are 3D printed. And I was inspired by a video I saw on YouTube on this build. So here's my filament, and I'll go ahead and show you how I designed it in SolidWorks. I'm already opened the file, it just gotta load now. I don't have the fastest of laptops, but it does the job. Okay, and here we go. Here's the file in SolidWorks. I did it in a single sketch, and then afterwards I just did some the fillets, and then I did these hole cuts for the screws that I put in. So it's a very simple design. It's basically just a triangle. It's kind of like an L bracket, and the reason why I have these U shapes on the ends is that is where I slot in the 2x2s. So I use 2x2s from Lowe's that you could buy at pretty much any Lowe's or Home Depot. And what I did is I bought a 2x2x8. I cut that into 3 foot, 3 foot, into 2 3-foot, and then 1 2-foot studs, and just lay them across as you saw on the shelf. So the way that I designed it, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll it back. This is what I was left with after the initial designing. So inside of that, we can go ahead and check the sketch. Basically, I just sketched out the shape that I wanted and dimensioned it how I saw fit. And all I did was a 1-inch extrude. So that's what I did here. This is a 1-inch extrude. Oops, sorry. But anyways, this is the 1-inch extrude, and that's what I did for this. So that's a pretty simple design right there. And then the next part I did was I just added fillets all around. So if I go ahead and roll forward all the fillets, then I have these the fillets. And for me, that was just aesthetic. I don't think it did anything structurally. Maybe added a little bit more support in certain areas, but I don't think it adds too much. And then the last part was I added these three tapped holes, but I'm not tapping it, so just 3 holes, and that's it. So it's a pretty simple design, and that's what I did there. I did try running a FEA analysis on it, but I haven't done it too much, so it was like my first FEA analysis that I tried doing. So I used static and put forces where the studs would lay across, and yeah, I got some results. I don't know how to pull it up. Oh, here it is. But this is what I did. So I fixed these 3 holes here, and then I put forces on the ends here, and then when I ran it, I got the results. But I didn't have the material properties for PLA, and I don't exactly know how to do that in SolidWorks, or how I would even do that, because PLA, or when I'm 3D printing, I change the infill, and that can result in different structural properties. But anyways, that is what I did in SolidWorks. It's pretty simple. Don't need too much explaining, but I just wanted to show what I did on the sketch. So here we go. This is the file in Cura. Just go ahead, and what I did, I wish I had saved the Cura file, because I had a bunch of these little support blockers But oh well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the plate. And what I did to 3D print it was I did 2 of them. So I did one there, and then I multiplied it for another one, and then I rotated it so I could fit another one. But in total, I printed 2 of these brackets. And for me, it took around 9.5 hours or so to do it. Which, you know, for me, all I did was go to work, come back, and by the time I was back from work, it was done. So that was pretty much the waiting time. One thing I love about 3D printing is that if I have a long print, I can just set it off, let it go, make sure it doesn't, fail in the beginning, and then come back later when it's done printing, and I'll have something to look forward to later. So I love that about 3D printing. I can just set it and go. But this is how I arranged it on the build plate for the Kira profile. Like I said earlier, what I did was I added these support blockers, because if you look at my settings here, my profile settings, my infill, the infill that I set it at was 40, and 40, if I put 40 for these holes, for example, and if I'm really trying to tighten it to the wall, what's going to happen is if there's a low infill on these corners here, or not the corners, these holes here, the print is going to smash into itself because there's just a infill pattern inside rather than it just being solid PLA. So what I did was made this support blocker, that's why it's so important, and modified the support blocker settings. So modify settings for overlaps, and what I did was select the infill density here and increase this to 100. So oops, not 1000. I don't know how you could do that, but that's gonna make it to where this square or this cube here, this cube volume is going to be solid. So for example, if I go ahead and slice it, you'll see when I bring down the layers that the excuse me, that the other parts are a pattern and that this area is solid. So here we go. So you see how there's the infill pattern there. You don't get that once you get to this area. See how it's solid? See, there's that solid cube there. And what I did in the print was, it was a little bit bigger for me. I had made it a little bit bigger, but that's kind of the general gist of what I do with my mounting holes, or holes in general that I 3D print. I'll put a support blocker and then make the surrounding area around the hole 100%, especially if I want to tighten down something and don't want it tightening into the print or smashing the print around the hole. And yeah, that's basically it. So I 3D printed it and got those brackets, and for the most part, I believe those brackets, I hope those brackets are strong enough to hold all of the filament. I only have around 30 pounds on there, so it should be more than enough to hold it. I tried just pulling on them downwards, and they were holding pretty strong. I didn't want to try breaking them because of course I wanted to use them. So maybe I'll do a test in the future, but yeah, those are some brackets that I made. Quick, short, simple, and wasn't too hard to make, slice, and 3D print. But yeah, I do that on a daily basis, or at least for things I find interesting. And I just 3D print them because, why not? So yeah, that's it for today. I just wanted to show that off and just document what I've been doing. But yeah, if you liked it, please consider subscribing. I will see you later with more, making things, 3D printing. I'm just about to go into classes, so I will get very busy pretty soon. So see ya.